Hi, I'm Sammy and welcome to this week's Mega Football TV.
This week's big match sees Harry's old boys pay a visit to Harry's new boys at White Hart Lane. We'll also be taking a closer look at the Gunners' visit to the KC Stadium for their match against Hull City. And how many home wins will there be in the fixtures featured in this week's Mega Football Pick'em? Keep watching for all my reviews of the match winners. As usual, there are prizes to be won for the top 40 players with a guaranteed minimum prize pool of £1,000 and a whopping £1 million jackpot for anybody that manages to get every single question correct. And remember, if you're new to the Pick'em website, your first entry is free on us, so get playing. First off, a big congratulations to all our big winners over the past few weeks. We gave away thousands in prize money and a pair of Premier League tickets to a special one who topped our December league table. A massive special congratulations is due to last week's winner E. Cantona, not just for scooping £500, but also for becoming the first man to scoop a Pick'em first place double. It is the second time he's won the first prize, and that means his total prize winnings is up to £1,100. You're in the Pick'em history books, my friend. Also a quick mention for Spender, who's got the top prize a couple of weeks back with the highest unaided score to date with some amazing picking, and well done to all the other winners in December. Last weekend saw Man United stamp their intentions on the Premier League and respond to Rafa's midweek rant with a 3-0 demolition of a nervy and lacklustre Chelsea team, with Ryan Giggs rolling back the ears with a steely masterclass in central midfield. Gary Neville also put in a good show, but he needed a good sit down after a long hard day at the office. Whilst Villa continue their charge to the top 4, United's win was tainted by accusations of foul play. Chelsea's stars were woken in the early hours of the matchday morning by a fire alarm going off in the hotel, and they had to stand outside for half an hour in the freezing cold while the situation was sorted. Rafa Benitez later accused Fergie of some dirty tricks when a photo emerged of the Reds boss handing a fiver to a local chav just outside the hotel just before the alarm went off. The first big game of the week sees a bottom half 6-pointer. Spurs against Portsmouth. Both of them are battling away in what is a ridiculously tight bottom half of the table. 3 points for either team could see them jump up 7 places, so they're going to be going all out for this one. Both teams are way down in the form tables, with Portsmouth just managing 1 win out of the last 8 games. Spurs faring slightly better with 2. Worryingly for Spurs, they're yet to score this year and have only managed 1 goal in their last 5 games. That's against opposition like Wigan, West Brom, Newcastle and Fulham. But where Harry's concerned, there's always hope, and with Defoe back at the lane, Spurs fans will have every right to expect more goals from their boys, especially against a Pompey side who are letting in nearly 2 goals a match. This is a battle of 2 teams whose fans want more. Spurs do have home advantage. You might be tempted to go for a draw, but it is worth noting over the last 5 years when these 2 sides have met at the lane, Spurs have come out on top and managed to score an average of 3 goals per game. I am going to go with home advantage, although it might be interesting to see how the away fans treat Harry Redknapp and Jermaine Defoe. I'm going to go for a Spurs win. Both sides are struggling. Harry's fairy tale start's come to an end. Tony Adams is waiting for his to begin, but I can see Tottenham getting all 3 points. In this game, we're also asking you for the minute of the first goal. Regular players will know that in the Premier League, the favourite for this one is between the 20th and 30th minute. Both these sides have struggled for goals. Portsmouth have lost 4 on the trot, managing just 2 goals along the way. Spurs haven't been much better, so you might want to go for a goal in the second half, or maybe an early one from a fired-up Jermaine Defoe. In fact, only Stoke, West Brom and Middlesbrough have managed less first-half goals than these two sides have managed just the 7. So you might want to be brave and ignore that 20 to 30 minute bracket. But I'm not going to be that brave. I'm going to go slightly later, just by the 2 minutes. 32nd minute is the first goal for me. Hull City's Premier League honeymoon is well and truly over. After managing to get 20 points in their first 9 games, they've now slipped to 18th in the form tables, and they've managed just 7 points in their last 9 games. For the Gunners, life without Fabregas goes on. Arsenal still playing the beautiful game, can be stunning to watch at times, but they do lack that deadly cutting edge in front of the goal. Over the past couple of games at the Emirates, the old chance of 1-0 to the Arsenal has come back to the North London club, because each of the last 2 games have been won by a single late goal. Hull's position in the top half of the table is mostly down to their away results. Their record at the KC is the 2nd worst in the league, with only Blackburn looking up at them. They've let in more goals than anyone else has at home, notching 20 goals against them in just 10 games, with their last home win coming way back in mid-October. But there can't be an Arsenal or Hull fan across the land who have forgotten that Hull managed a 2-1 win at the Emirates this season. That win came after a 3-game winning streak for Arsenal, who managed to score 10 goals, conceding just the 1. Arguably their best form so far this season, and in fact the only time the Gunners have managed 3 wins on the trot. Arsenal go to the KC looking for another streak of 3 wins. And with Fergie and Rafa swinging their handbags at one another, Villa looking dangerous, it will be the perfect time for the Gunners to hit their form again. I think they're going to do just that. I think Arsene Wenger's going to get all 3 points. As we've seen already, Hull are leaking tons of goals at home. And whilst Arsenal are struggling to score lots, Van Persie is in good form, and it's got to be a tie when Arsenal give another team a good thrashing. Arsenal are currently 5th in the goals scored table, having managed a respectable 34 goals in 21 games and averaging 1.6 goals per game both home and away this season. If you're thinking this might be the game that Arsenal unleash their pent-up fury, it might be worth knowing that Arsenal haven't scored more than 4 goals in a game since that 4-4 draw with Spurs, and that's in all games involving Arsenal this season. In fact, they've only managed more than 4 goals in 4 games. It's a lot of 4, so maybe you might go for 4. But I'm going to go back to their steady, predictable 1-0. I'm going to say just the 1 goal in this game. The final pick in this week's Pick'em involves how many home wins you'll think there'll be in the 9 fixtures involved in this Pick'em. It really depends then on who you think is going to win each match, and my predictions on that one coming up in just a bit. If you're going with the Premier League averages, you'll plump for 4 here, but remember Manchester United, Villa and Arsenal all play away, so you might want to factor that into your predictions. In these 9 fixtures, I can't see there being many home wins. I'm going for quite a low number, just the 3. If you want to see which teams I've picked for those home wins and all my other picks, all you have to do is click on the button that says Charlotte's Picks on the top right of the entry form. Good luck and happy picking, Pick'em punters.